The match against Vålerenga just ended and Rosenborg ended up winning 0-2. So 2 goals to Rosenborg. First goal by Marius Broholm within the first minute or two with an assist by Emil Said. And of course a goal by Emil Said later in the second half with an amazing assist by Ulrik Utergaard Jensen. I feel like both the defensive play and the offensive play, so both attacking and defending, were very, very good. Especially Sander Tangvik helping us keep a clean sheet and Thomas Nemchik putting in some incredible tackles. I am curious though, let me know in the comments what you thought about the match, about the goals, about the way that the referee refereed the game. There are a couple of talking points in this video. The very first talking point would have to be that Monchi, the sports director at Aston Villa in England, was in attendance at the Ecthelion Stadium today. So they are closely monitoring Nypan. They are probably making up the deal as we speak. They're keeping progress on his development, on the way he plays, and they're probably figuring out what the best way to make a deal is for Nypan to make his big money move to the Premier League in England. On the one hand, it's always a nice thing for sports directors, especially ones from Premier League clubs or La Liga clubs, to come watch the leagues of Norway, Holland, and some of the other lower leagues. But let's be honest, none of us want Sverre Nypan to go. We want to keep him. As much as it would help Rosenborg's financial situation, bringing in roughly 200 million Norwegian kroner, it would still be a big loss for us, especially with the potential European competitions coming up. So, what do you think about the possible move for Nypan going to England or one of the other leagues? But most likely it's going to be Aston Villa, and especially with Monchi being in attendance today, it's going to be a crazy summer window. One of Vålerenga's players, Ambina, chose a different option though. Instead of wanting to sell Nypan, he tried to break his legs with an enormous, disgusting tackle, which yet again of course sparks controversy because that should have been a red card, let's be honest. If they really want the VAR to be an option in Norwegian football and be taken seriously, the VAR would have intervened here and gave Ambina a red card, because tackles like these can cost a player their career, but also a club their big transfer move. If Sverre Nypan broke his leg here, there would not be 200 million coming in for Sverre Nypan in the summer, or maybe earlier or later, or at least at some point, because most likely his leg would have snapped and there's nothing you can do about that. In my eyes though, it is ridiculous that the referee or the VAR didn't even intervene and only gave a yellow card for a tackle this hard. I mean, this could have been the end for Sverre Nypan's season with a tackle like this. And it is ridiculous that Ambina was allowed to continue the game and being subbed off later in the game. This isn't the first time in a match we've seen Emil Said run past the sideline, then the goal line, and then give the ball in front of the goal. But today, everything was working out for him. He got an assist, he got a goal, and in my eyes, he's one of the contenders for a Man of the Match award this game, alongside Marius Broholm, but also Sander Tangvik and Thomas Nemchik. I don't know what they're feeding these guys, but they are on fire. They're playing so well this season so far, and it's a pleasure watching them week in, week out. Let's hope they keep the momentum up though, because Molde is coming up and we need to beat them, let's be honest. Another player that is on fire so far for Rosenborg this season is yet again, just like last season, Marius Broholm. Not only was he man of the match in the last Eliteserien game that he played against Fredrikstad, but also today he played a magnificent match, holding up the play in the attack well, and of course getting a goal, which was the opener within the single minute. It will be interesting to see what Broholm will do in the summer, or maybe even before the summer, especially with his enormous potential and him also having been linked to other clubs, for example in the Bundesliga before. And if he does end up staying, where will he play? Will he maintain his spot on the right side in the attack, or will he switch back to a midfield position a bit more like Sverre Nypan is playing currently? Because he has a lot of stamina, he has a lot of energy to keep on going, to get the ball from the other players, to carry the ball over the field. So I'm very interested to see what is going to happen with him. He's an enormous talent. I would love for him to stay a lot more years, but you never know in football, so let's see. Either way, it's always a nice thing for him to score, and with his form and the way he's currently playing, I can see him score more than 10 goals this season from the right hand side of the attack. How many goals do you think Marius Broholm will score this season? Let me know in the comments. Another thing which was of course amazing to see was Ole Selnes coming back into the team and making his first Elitserien minutes for this year so far. Let's see if he manages to stay fit, because if so, he's a very important player for us. But we're gonna have to see if he retains his position on the midfield or if we keep it the way it is now. Another player who deserves a lot of praise in today's match was Sander Tangvik, of course. Vålerenga had a lot of shots on target, but Sander Tangvik manages to keep them out each and every time, resulting in them not scoring at all. With performances like these, it's only a matter of time before Sander Tangvik finds the #1 spot in the national team as well, which would make him a very valuable asset for not only Rosenborg but also the Norwegian team. In my eyes, he already has what it takes to become the #1 for Norway, but unfortunately the Norway manager isn't too fond on Rosenborg players, so it's a shame. Either way, my 2-0 prediction was correct, so I'm very happy with that myself, and of course with the 3 points that Rosenborg is getting with the win. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll hopefully see you here for more Rosenborg videos. So put on the bell notification so that you won't miss any uploads on this channel for Rosenborg content and also other content. Anyways, have a nice day, enjoy the rest of it, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye bye.